Hello, Proxy Table Gaming fans and newcomers. I am Hyper
Yes,
G. You are Lucky
I
Sixes.
am Lucky Sixes, and I am eternally grateful, as the Toy Story saying goes. Yeah,
Yeah,
wow, what
they
a
didn't
what
save our lives, but still,
I don't know. We'll see.
they
There's
enhanced our
plenty of
lives.
time. Plenty of time.
Uh,
Yeah,
there
what a
is.
great first video we had for the old world. And hey, let's crack on, shall we?
Yeah, I think so. Because yeah, everyone just wants more. I want more. I enjoyed
Oh,
that first battle, and
yes.
why not do it again? Let's have another battle.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And we will, I guess, crack on with some more Warhammer the Old World content.
Let's do
For
it.
our next battle, our second battle in, well, of the last few weeks have been, we've got quite a few, actually, which is
Mm,
good.
yeah,
But
yeah,
Beastmen versus Orcs and Goblins, the second of our things. We basically rolled out to see who we start playing, and
yeah.
this is the next battle.
It is, and over the course of the next few weeks, we're like literally looking at all the armies, aren't we?
Mm,
All the nine
yes,
main armies, and then we'll go into the legacy armies at some point in the future if we do.
I'm
Um,
hoping our first five will be nine. All nine armies will come out,
yes, yes,
so
exactly.
there'll only be one
Plus,
repeat.
plus one that gets repeated, yeah. Which
Yeah,
I think that repeat is because it's not played by one of us, right?
correct.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
So yeah, looking forward to these first 5 weeks content. And yeah, it's Orcs and Goblins time, baby.
yeah,
An
man.
army I very much love. And you've been, playing with your Beast Herd models, Beastmen now
Yeah,
recently.
Beastmen, Beastmen, Brayherds.
Mm. Yeah.
Yes. And so our current theme is kind of seeing what sort of crazy jank we can get in
Pretty
to the
much.
lists as much as possible because we have no idea what is jank as well. We should put that
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
as a caveat. But the Beast Heads army kind of wrote
Heavy yank.
itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
It said with when you had a Doom Bull as general, which I now have with Slugskin, who has it's -1 to hit on his unit. Mangelder,
Good.
which is minus leadership, I think, if you take a wound to it, as well as some
Okay.
decent attacks and wounds. And then Bedazzling Helm is another -1 to hit on the model. So if you
Yes.
had a Doom Ball general, which of course I have, you get Minotaurs in core and an extra Gore attack. Gorgon.
Not a Gortak.
Yeah,
Gorgon.
Gorgon.
Yeah.
So I kind of just did that, and then I had some points left for a BSB, a Great Shaman, and some mandatory Goreherd.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we got a Doom Ball general. The Wargore BSB is literally the Pelt of Midnight. I think is -1 to hit from shooting for their unit, which of course if they're skirmish, that's a -2 as well. So trying to protect them as much as possible. Charm Shield is just because I had extra points for a 5-up save against the first wound. He does. The level 4 Bray Shaman Demonology. The Bray Staff is a weapon it comes with anyway. It can either be used as 5-up armor or a great weapon. Hag Tree Fetish is the item for
The
Beast
most
Herds.
broken item.
Yeah, it's the item.
It's powerful.
Because
It's powerful.
especially with and Ruby Ring of Wurin alongside that as well, because Hag Tree Fetish allows you to re-roll your magic missile to wound
Yeah.
rolls,
I
which
quite
is
like the
incredible.
rugby Ring of Ruin, actually.
Yes, yes, it's I like it as well.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
hence its inclusion.
Yeah.
Um, and Dark Heart is recover a wound on its in the command phase if it's taken one. So that's cool. The Gore
Oh, one
Herd
use
is
only.
said one you sent me.
Yeah.
The Gore Herd is said just the mandatory. You have to have a Gore Herd, so I've whacked them in there. 7 Minotaurs with Manbane standard. Manbane standard, I think, is -1 leadership as well. In recollection, and then 3 Gorgons because that's the
Why not?
list, and that's it.
Mm.
That's all. Literally all I have.
Yeah. Great. I mean, your list smacked of cohesion and synergy and list writing. My list for the Orcs and Goblin tribes was like a bit of everything.
Yeah.
and not really much sense to it. So yeah, I went pretty cheap on my characters. Black Hawk Warboss as the general with
Yeah.
an additional hand weapon for an extra attack, and he's got Potion of Speed. Also rocking a bedazzling helm. This was the Battle of the Bedazzlings,
Mm.
um, and a shield for when he's getting shot at if he's on his way into things. Obviously, can't use that alongside the additional hand weapon, but still. A Black Hawk Big Boss BSB with the Razor Standard. So the Razor Standard, I believe, is Armor Bane 2,
Hmm.
which I don't think that'll come up much against Beastmen.
No.
But
Oh,
you
no,
know,
so that's on a wound of a 6. You get an extra
yeah,
AP for people.
yeah, yeah, extra 2 AP really.
Mm.
He's got a great weapon and a shield. Again, you can't use the shield. I think I, I mean, I think I didn't put a lot of thought into the combinations on these characters,
Hmm.
um, but you know, not like the Beastmen list. That's the magic items are plenty. This was a fairly simple character build for the Orcs and Goblins, and I threw in a Night Goblin Odd Knob just because Odd Knob is a cool name on
Yeah.
something. Using War magic because it just had to be done for the first Orcs and Goblins battle. He's got Dispel Scroll, which I'm almost certain we played wrong in this battle, but it was okay. So we'll find out if we remember when that was
Yeah.
and explain it at the time. And much like the Beastmen with Core, I can take Black Orcs in Core if I have a Black Orc War Boss. So there was a
Amen.
bit of synergy in the
Yeah,
respect that
yeah,
I did
totally.
have 31 Black Orcs as my core. And yeah, they've got Stubborn, which is a one use only thing, additional hand weapons. I went with additional hand weapons because I remember, like in the last battle, my Iron Breakers just got absolutely owned by the fact that they weren't attacking first.
Mm.
And there weren't many of them in the front rank by the time they got to attack. So the Black Orc mob, the idea was that they've got additional hand weapons. So if there's a few less of them attacking, because they're fairly slow as well, then
Yeah,
they can just attack twice each. That sort of thing. They got the
fair enough.
War banner. I think that was to do with might even be extra attacks. I can't remember what that one does. I'll have a look in that when we get into the battle. I've got a unit of 15 cave squigs with four squig herders at the back. I literally included them purely because I have the models. I don't really think they're a great unit. I'll be honest. At the moment, but I wanted them because I hadn't ever had a chance to use my squig herder models. So
Yeah.
threw them in. 5 squig hoppers as well. I don't get to use those models very often, so I threw them in to see how they get on. River trolls, 6 of them. They look pretty good. They've got additional hand weapons, and obviously I've got to keep in mind the stupidity rule for them to make sure they don't go wandering off into the distance. And a Ragnarok spider. Love the Ragnarok, and very intrigued to see what this version of it can do. And then a Mangler Squig to round out. So I've got all sorts in this list. I've got Black Orcs, I've got Night Goblins, I've got Cave Squigs, I've got River Trolls, I've got Arachnok Spiders, and I've got Manglers. None of that should ever be seen in the same list. But that's what I'm going for straight out the gate. And we'll see what this mishmash of stuff gets on and does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, we played Plane of Languille, which is basically an open battle, basically.
Indeed.
So there's a lot of fluff that goes with all the scenarios I quite like. But for people who want to go look at it, what we did, that was the scenario.
It was.
Which was quite nice, actually. Meant we didn't have to think too much about all the different things deployment-wise, and we could just crack on
Yeah.
with seeing who could kill who the most.
Yeah, pretty much. And we did a similar setup in that we picked out 6 pieces of terrain and split them between us, and then
Hmm.
threw them in a random place and then scattered them. So again, this is an early battle of ours where we're probably not going to see a lot of the terrain rules, but nonetheless, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. In terms of deployment, I have a Gorgon, the Minotaurs, the Gore in a crazy formation because that's what skirmishers can do, and we kind of like making a point of it. And then 2
Yeah,
Gorgons, and then that's it.
yeah,
The
that's it.
the BSB and Shaman are in the Gore. That's kind of like a
Mhm.
bunker for me, while the Doom Bull is with the Minotaurs. In terms of bases, we should say for anybody new coming along, we are getting some movement trays and things like that to space them out, but we're kind of being a bit lax and just getting into the battles at the minute, so we don't focus too much on that right now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you can see that the Minotaurs are spaced out for the tray that they should have, whereas a lot of the other models are just on what they are with our models for the moment. That's kind of a proxy table gaming thing as much as anything else. And then going over to the Orcs and Goblins, I've got the River Trolls in the unit of 6 to the left as we see it. A massive brick of Black Orcs, which is hopefully, I'm thinking, quite intimidating. Then I got the Mangler Squig. Then I have got the Squig Hoppers. Behind them is the Squig Herd. And then an Arachnid Spider, bringing up sort of the rear, but also the flank.
Yeah, the flanking rear.
Mm.
And Beastmen got the first turn, rolled off and got the first turn. Straight in, we have Gaze of the Gods. And
oh yeah, I was delighted
when
when I found out that the second of your armies in 2 battles
also
has
Gaze of the Gods. Yeah.
The Gods, yeah.
It didn't roll quite as well on this one. They don't have the favour of the gods as the warriors do, and 2 of them had got stupidity straight from the off, which we thought was quite funny. Meanwhile, I got an extra weapon skill on my big Doom Ball, which is always nice to have. I got Demonic Vigor as well off on the Minotaurs straight off the bat, which gives them +1 movement, toughness, and initiative as well. Which is really nice. Which meant I could just essentially, in Beastherd's movement, just march up.
Yeah, you weren't messing around with this one.
No, in fact, actually, the Wargore did try to march straight up also, but their stupid formation that I put them actually restricted them somewhat.
You kind of had to just mirror what you deployed them as in that little weird hooky formation.
Basically to get them as far as possible without marching, so that my guy could fire some missiles at some things in your front rank, or front line, I should say. I do get a fireball off on him, but was dispelled.
Yes, it was, and I think we auto dispelled it. Whereas actually the Dispel Scroll rules are that you roll an additional dice on your Dispel attempt.
Yeah. So what confused us was that we'd used Dwarves first.
Yes, exactly that.
Who do have a Dispel rune, which is... there is a rune where you can just say anything on the board, auto-dispel, doesn't matter about range. That's where we got a little bit carried away. The actual Dispel Scroll, you need to be ranged, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's early doors. We make the mistake, so you don't have to.
I think actually for the dwarfs, it's not no matter what the range is. It's like auto dispel. You don't have to roll the dice. This one, you should have rolled a dice. The range still is a factor.
So the reason of the range is that the dwarf one can be on a fated dispel, which is Whereas this a Dispel Scroll has to be on a wizardly dispel.
Yeah, I think it's something along those lines. Yeah, and also you have to roll a dice with a Dispel Scroll. To actually beat the casting value still. Whereas the dwarfs it's gone. But
but it doesn't matter. We played it like this, and we're happy for it. Dispel Scroll, the scroll comes out
very
nice.
We
also got a vortex off. I rolled it, so why not? I didn't. What else? No, I did have another magic missile, but it just went this way because it was straight onto the next turn. I didn't. You dispelled with a fated, I think, or something like that. I didn't get the demonology magic missile off. Basically, that's what happened.
Yeah, you just didn't cast it.
Also, as well, I haven't at this point as we've played. I haven't yet quite made the connection with Viletide, the Beast Herd magic missile. So I haven't used that combination. Check out for it in future battles, though.
Right, okay, it's very good then.
So I've used the Demonology Magic Missile, which is the summoning, I think, alongside Ruby Ring of Ruin to get Fireball as well. So I've got basically 2d6 Magic Missiles rather than the Viletide one, which is 5d6 strength 2. But obviously I reroll to wound, and Viletide is no armor saves allowed of any kind. So
wow,
that's the combination, kids. I haven't yet quite twigged at the point where we've played the game.
Yeah, fair enough. Good to see how magical Vortex is.
Yes, and that's Yeah, that was another thing we wanted to see. So how we went, and it went literally 1 inch this way, so it didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
Over
Stupidity. I think
here,
I passed.
stupidity with insane stupidity moves.
Yeah, I know they need to save that for when the battle gets to them, really. But yeah, they were all good.
And another
Yeah,
insane roll.
yeah, compulsory moves. My
Yeah.
goblin cast a spell on the Black Orcs. I don't think it was anything too game breaking. I think it was just like a hex or a buff or something that just gave them a
I
bit of
think it
extra.
comes up.
Um, yeah, exactly. I decided the War Banner, which I said about in my list, allows the Black Orcs to increase their maximum possible charge range by 3 inches, and when they make a charge roll, I get an extra D3 modifier to the result. But I decided it was still a bit far, or you left it too far. I can't remember which it was. And I didn't declare a charge with them. What I did do was think, well, my Mangler can just go running forward and see what he does. And he got a heck of a lot of distance.
16,
And he is
belly.
going for those Minotaurs,
Yeah,
clearly
man.
showing no intimidation whatsoever. Yeah, my Mangler went straight in to the Minotaurs. Game
Yeah,
on,
and
pretty
he
much.
does get in. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that,
Nice.
baby.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You've been waiting to press the button while I was
I have.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets in.
Also.
Otherwise, we get some spells off.
Yeah, I cast
in
a
your
big
orcs.
magical vortex, which is cool. And yeah, that looks really massive. But we'll see what actually manages to get underneath it. Otherwise, in terms of movement, my skirmish troops just move over to the right flank as we're looking at it, avoiding that magic vortex, while the squig herd and the arachnarch just wait for the gorgons. Really, the trolls are saying we don't worry about the other gorgon. We think we can take you on one. Is that going to be true? We'll maybe find out. Yeah, there's the magical vortex, the evil sun shining. Very nice.
So
That
this
was
is
the
the
enchantment,
spell
actually.
that you got,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
the original
enchantment.
spell that you got off. But yeah.
Yeah.
This is showing the Foot of Gork fight coming
Foot of
down at
Gork.
this point.
Yeah.
Where we doing? So yeah, if it comes through, strength 5, AP 1, pretty good.
Yeah, nice.
This is in combat.
Yeah, and this picture doesn't really tell the whole story, does it? Really?
It doesn't.
It tells the end of the story. But wow, the mangler went absolutely mental on these
Yeah,
these
man.
Minotaurs. And the key thing being killing blow.
Yes. So the impact hits did a few. I think the impact
Yes.
hits did 2, and then you had 2
Yes, they
killing
did.
blows after that.
Yeah.
After my lord didn't kill you, basically, is what
Yes.
happened.
Yes.
You have killing blow on 6s. You roll 2 to wound, go straight through everything. And for people that are wondering, so you'd already done 2 wounds. It just takes away, and you can't reduce wounds to limit the amount of wounds you take. So, for example, I couldn't take 1 and then do it like that. So
yeah, basically one of the killing blows couldn't go towards doing the final wound on a Minotaur. The killing blow had to go on a fresh model, as did the second killing blow to kill a second one, and then every other wound he did contributed towards the other 3 wounds. And to be honest, the fact that he did 3 wounds on top of 2 killing blows and did 2 wounds on impact hits, I was rolling hot. Really hot on this man.
Incredible, yeah. 11 wounds in total, I think it was.
Something like that.
Balls.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he was killed in return, but I was very much happy with his outage.
So that dies, and we end up sort of turning this away just to get to decrease the amount I needed to charge. I wasn't like overly keen because you had like a full unit of Iron Orcs.
Black Orcs,
and I was like, well,
yeah.
I was expecting to have a full unit of Minotaurs with it. But that wasn't the case. So but I was like, you know what, we're here to party, let's party. I've initiative, if I can go, I'm hoping to clean out that front rank so you don't attack. So das ist the plan.
Exactly.
Over into Gaze of the Gods, my first turn, and the start of the turn for the Vortexes. Both of them move like so, as you can see on the things, in nothingness, really. And Gaze of the Gods, I'll go back. I got in complete change of fortune, my 2 guys in the thing, instead of being stupid, rolled the number 6, so I got +1 leadership and +1 strength, I believe, and passed their stupidity as well to go along with that. So there you go. The Minotaur, Doom Bull, just got an extra weapon skill, so he keeps sharpening that blade, so to speak. Over here, I get Demonic Vigor again on them, which is really nice to help me out in the subsequent charge phase. I also dispel Foot of Gork with my Fated Dispel of this turn.
Well, interesting, really, that you get a Fated Dispel in your own turn. So really, you can. I think that's purely for dispelling remains in play spells, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I declare these charges. Really, to see if I can get in, and I duly do. And this is how it looks at the end of Beastmen's turn 2 movement. I was flabbergasted there. So yeah, basically my Gorgon on the right just goes right up to see if I can see them. I'm not sure. I don't think it was out of line of sight of the Arachnarok. It doesn't look it for sure, and I don't think it's a camera trick. So the other Gorgon comes more central, thinking that maybe you might need to help out later on in the Arnok thing, but just to get into the mix, really. And the other guys, again, don't march up. They go a bit slower up and
get into a more sensible formation.
But are within 18 inches of some stuff. 2 Magic Missile.
The Squig Herds, basically.
Yeah. And Magic Missile, I do get into the summoning and Fireball and showing how good it was. The rerolls to wound. I did 3 and then easily finished off the last 2 with the Fireball. So that was nice. I also redo the Magic Vortex to put it there, just to see if it's a bit more useful, because it was started to move away.
I think it showed how vulnerable like small units of skirmishers are to magic missiles, effectively, because they were just absolutely destroyed. And we saw that happen to the Rangers in the first battle as well. But I know the Chariot finished off those Rangers, but the first couple of wounds they took was from a magic missile, and it just show you, magic missiles could be really powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reroll to wound just increased that. No end. Over here, I do get some spells off, but this is at the end of combat, because obviously there is no shooting. And
you killed
end of combat, I purposely do the Iron Orc combat first, hoping to push you back and to get out of leadership range for your trolls in the next phase. I tried to sort of thinking, if you move back 2 inches, then I do the trolls. They won't have your leadership. They might flee. Let's see how that goes. But it wasn't that straightforward.
It didn't quite work out like that.
In that I kind of just didn't do much, and you did a decent amount back to me. And it meant I lost
3 wounds back, wasn't it?
I lost by 1 because of all the combat res all in. Blocks. Who knew, Linehammer fans, that blocks actually could help out somewhat. And
I think it was also the fact I had the additional attacks as well. Like I said, the ones that were left to strike had 2 attacks each, and Black Orcs, being Black Orcs, are decent fighters. And
the spell off as well with the rerolls to hit. So all in, it didn't go as expected, and I roll like double 6, so it ended up fleeing rather than anything else, and you catch me.
Right after you. I got you, mate. Yeah. Minotaurs. Absolutely.
And of course you end up there, and it's your turn next as well.
It's my turn next,
My Gorgon's like, oh, you were over there. What are you doing?
We were attacking you a minute ago.
The one good thing was the trolls did end up out of leadership range. I do a decent amount. I think I did 5 wounds total. They did 1 back. I go like so, but I don't catch you, even when you fall back in good order.
It was a fallback in good order roll, wasn't it? Yeah. So I automatically turned back towards you, and we were going to see whether or not I passed my stupidity on my own leadership, and were able to take the fight to you. It was quite clear that my thoughts of can the trolls handle a Gorgon? Nah, probably not. It wasn't going to go well, and especially out of leadership range as well. Like Goblin in the back of the shot was thinking, which way do I go? Where's safe? There's magic missiles all over the place.
Yeah.
So yeah.
On to the next turn, and you would think that this gets into the unit, but in fact, actually, it just stops half an inch just before it, which basically means it does nothing.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. Mm-hmm. And I think did I use a fated spell to get rid of it? I can't remember.
Quite possibly. We'll see in a sec.
Yeah. My Goblin manages to get Mork's Curse off on one of the Gorgons to make you re-roll any armor save rolls of 6. But there's a problem with that, I think. I don't know if the next picture shows that or not. Possibly not. But I think my trolls fail their stupidity roll and basically don't charge, which means that armor save thing doesn't matter, basically.
Because it's the end of the turn as well.
Yeah, I think so. I charge into the flank of this Gorgon because why not?
You're there.
We don't really know how it's going to go, but I'm a fighty unit, and yeah, I should go for it. And I have got an ability that I can use once per turn, the War, which is to roll on my leadership, and once per turn. I'm trying to remember what the normal. Wow, once per game, yeah. If I roll on my leadership, and I can re-roll natural to hit rolls of 1, and I get a +1 additional combat res. So I'm hoping that with that, like, if I force through lots of hits, because I'll be attacking bursts, I think, because of my initiative bonus from charging, and because the Gorgon isn't actually that quick, and I'll be able to force through enough wounds to make him run with a check at the end. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And I declare this charge. Obviously, I've no longer got squig hoppers, but it was in line of sight for the Ragnarok, and I didn't even give that a second thought. It was just Beastie versus Beastie. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Find out what happens.
They get in, and this is combat. After your guy, I don't think got many spells off because I was in range, and in fact, because of the
my Goblin's
missiles,
keeping back. Yeah, my Goblin's keeping well away from your guy. So really, I'm doing it solo without magic support, which is just a lesson learned in terms of like get your wizards to match your army, really, because I had nowhere for the Goblin to go, and he was very vulnerable.
Yeah, so because of additional hand weapons giving you lots more attacks, but not quite the strength, you end up doing 3 wounds to me, and I regen one of them. All said and done, which actually meant I got to attack back, and I did 6 wounds back to you. Which we were like, oh wow, this Gorgon's got some thing to it.
The big thing was that I failed my leadership test. You'd killed my BSB earlier, so I failed my leadership 9 test to get reroll 1s to hit and an extra combat res. So that was massive. It just means I didn't get many hits through, or the ones, because I got less hits through, I didn't have as many chances to roll 6s to wound.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was a bit disappointing, really, because I really wanted to do something to this guy and make him run, but he doesn't run, does he?
He doesn't. No, we end up drawing combat even with the combat res because I did double the wounds. You do get the regen combat res, I think. So I think you have flank. I want to say standard, rank.
2 ranks, close order.
Yeah. So maybe I just passed then. Which
I think you passed.
Give
you passed this one. Yeah.
But it means I give ground. Giving ground though doesn't mean I can change formation, so I just move 2 inches that way. To the right as we're looking at it.
The boys just run into you basically.
But it does mean that I have a slightly higher advantage because I have the initiative now. And also the war is once per game. Like that's gone now. I failed a leadership test. It's gone. Like how annoying. It's like this whole battle. I was looking forward to that, and it's not worked. And then not only that, you continue rolling 6s. Look at 6s, baby. Look at 6s.
Yeah. Interestingly, there is something that happens later on that would have meant a different 6 would have been even more interesting, but we'll get back to that later. Because it's just 6s on the regen that you're rolling. So you do 3 wounds to me. I do 4 wounds to you, but 3 of them are regenerated.
I do, yeah.
Which,
Count for combat res, but we end up
yeah.
passing and crack on with the combat there as well.
Yeah.
On to the next turn. The vortex comes this way. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's leaving my squigs alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's that. The Gorgon goes in. They're well out of
Round 2
leadership range. I'm pretty happy with how round 1 went. So let's crack on.
Absolutely.
And they end up fleeing through terror.
Which is
because
weird.
We couldn't find immune to psychology on them.
No.
And they have fear,
basically.
But they don't have terror. So tell us if we're wrong. But as far as we know, they took a terror test and fled.
They definitely did. They weren't
terror.
Yeah, well, they were on their own leadership as well. So
yeah. I end up actually. You don't go far. I end up going my full distance. This is the thing. On the full charge distance on the roll, and catch you, which was crazy.
Yeah. I didn't roll very far at all, and
no.
Quite frankly, they kind of deserve to die once I've left them behind with my leadership. So that's just another list building lesson, really. If you're going to take trolls that need leadership, have a guy near them who can do some tests. So my list was just all over the place, really.
Yeah,
and that includes list building.
To be fair, I did target the BSB as soon as I could with the Minotaurs, so that's one thing.
A reroll would have been
try and do. I can't remember what the rules are on how we played it because it was a little while ago, but I think I passed the leadership check to turn around to reform in order to do it. I think that's how it is. I don't know whether it is or not, but whatever happened is he got in, killed you, and then turned around.
Yeah, I believe so.
On to Beastmen, Brayherds, turn 3 movement, and this is I haven't got any charges because it was too long, I believe, for the Gorgon to then come back and get into play. Oh no, he's just charged.
He's just charged. Yeah, that was already.
And
we know where he's going later.
The Gore are not charging anything; they're just getting in range. I couldn't quite get in range of the Goblin because you moved back, so I just see
running.
what I can do against these squigs. Really. And that
you can do a lot.
A lot. And
who needs a magical vortex when you can just magic missile, right?
Yeah. So they're showing you what not Fartad, what's the thing I've got? A hag tree fetish. What my fetish can do.
Yeah.
Really.
And against unarmored opponents. Oh, and then this happened. And what an epic fight this was. Like that first battle, that first fight between them, where you rolled all your 6s for regeneration, we didn't really realize a rule that the Gorgon had was killing blow monster slayer.
Yeah.
On 6s to wound.
Because I didn't. I rolled to wound, but I didn't roll any 6s.
6s. I think you were wounding on 5s, weren't you?
Yeah.
No, you were probably wounded on 4s. I think.
Yeah. So I rolled loads, but I didn't roll any 6s. Then I did, and it.
So we never really looked into it. Yeah. And it just killed the Ragnarok, like straight out. Like I had 5 wounds left, and just dead.
It was crazy. However, that was not the end of the story, folks.
We were the same initiative, weren't we?
we were.
And so my little Arachnarok spider was like, "Oh, you're gonna kill me, so I'll step up the venom surge."
Oh, that one hit, got 6, went through everything. I didn't regen it.
D6 wounds.
So they just both die, and these are the rules for everyone, just to show. Because we were like reading them, going, "It does what?
Really? Everything's dead."
Yeah. And yours isn't quite. It just dies. Yours rolls is D6 wounds, but you rolled it.
Yes.
And
I rolled 6 wounds. That was enough.
It's like Kong versus Godzilla style,
pretty much,
baby.
I mean, I would have been so upset if you regenerated that one.
Well,
but you didn't, fortunately.
But we didn't. We both die. Yeah. And fun was had.
And lessons learned: don't charge an Arachnarok into a Gorgon, because actually that should always have gone the Gorgon's way.
And we were sort of looking at it going, well, the Gorgons have done pretty well against the things we expected them to do well against. Didn't really factor in they had Monster Slayer. That's pretty good.
No, that's good as well.
So
because this guy's doing very well against the infantry, stomping away on them.
And he continues to do well, killing I think 4 4 or 5. I
Yeah, I'm
can't
just
remember.
removing those dead to
Yes.
me Black Orcs. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You do 2 back.
I do. My
But
Black Orc War Boss isn't doing any of this, by the way. It's
no,
all
no.
wounding with 6s. My guy wasn't very good, really, but I hadn't kitted him out, so I couldn't be blamed that much.
Mm.
So, yeah.
But yeah, so it ends up. I think we end up drawing this one, and
Yeah, although I think I pushed you again,
but
actually.
yeah, but we give ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
sure, sure.
I'm pushing you still
Whatever it is, yeah, whatever
at
it
this
is.
stage.
Regardless,
Mm,
I give ground and I don't move ground.
mm, mm.
The vortex just moved slightly to the
Sideways.
left.
Mm. Yeah,
uh,
I think I've
yeah,
even given up dispelling it because it's just not a threat.
yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, don't worry about it. It's
And
fine.
this is the Orcs and Goblins end of turn 3.
I don't have
Remember,
a lot left. It's just moving the
no.
goblin away and watching with the squigs. Like that unit, I didn't really know what to do with the squigs. It wasn't like I wanted to get close to the Wargore,
Yeah.
the shaman. So they're just going to die. I kind of consigned them to death right from the off.
Yeah, just moving your Goblin out of line of sight of him, so there's nothing silly
Yeah,
there. But otherwise,
yeah,
we know what's going to happen.
mm.
Foot Gork comes down.
Yeah. It
Ooh,
comes down and I put it right in front of you, dude.
yeah,
But generally, I'll see whether or not you dispel it in your turn or it goes off in a different direction.
yeah. And this one, the lucky
Oh,
sixes keeps coming. You get 2 wounds off of
oh.
me, which is enough to kill me. But I roll a 6 regen, and
Yeah,
it means that he survives. I do 2 to you, and once again pass the check to mino give ground, which
yeah,
also means it's my turn next, and we can get something else into him. And on my next turn, we have another new rule that hasn't quite yet seen the light of day on our channel. It is the Swallow Whole rule,
yeah.
which the Gorgon gladly took, passed all the stuff we needed to pass,
Yeah,
or actually, you failed all the things you needed to fail, rather.
exactly
Um,
that. Yeah,
and I gobbled you up.
you did. You added one to the list of tasty snacks. Yeah,
Gobble, gobble.
making the Black Orcs even tougher in their fight to finish off this blooming Gorgon.
It was, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So it regained the wound you took so hard. You fought so hard to get,
Mm,
which was
yeah,
nice.
definitely.
Over on my turn for movement, we just look at. There's not a lot left on the board for either of us really, but the
No.
Gorgon that went after and killed the trolls does exactly that, and the
Yeah.
the shaman unit goes up so that you can see both of your units.
Yeah, the days of the squigs. Oh, there you go. They're over.
Is is
Yeah,
numbered now. Now it's numbered.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that I played that unit badly. I just didn't play that unit.
No, they
I
just
deployed it and then I didn't do anything with it.
they turned up.
But yeah, they turned up. But we saw how good magic missiles are, and actually how
Yes.
good that shaman is for Beastmen.
Yeah, the
Having
reroll to
that.
wound. Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, in this regard, because you don't have much armor, Vile
it's even
Tide
better.
wasn't too it wasn't too bad that I
Yeah.
didn't take that other one. However, yeah,
Mm.
just great otherwise.
Yeah.
On to
Ooh.
this, and I got
The
a spell
tables
off.
are turning, aren't they?
Yeah, which meant I think even your general was wounding me on 6s now as well.
I think so. Yeah.
And it meant I only took 1 wound all in, so it meant that you got pushed back
I did.
after giving ground and passing your
Yes.
check. And yeah, this is a bit of a grind. That
I did one more wound to you though, didn't I? To
yes,
get back the wound that Swallowhole had healed, and he didn't Swallowhole again. So that was good.
yeah.
Or is that
These are
only in
the
your turn? No, this was your turn. I don't know.
that was my turn. The
Yeah.
end of my turn. At the start of your turn, the vortexes do vortex things and just go off
Mhm.
and do whatever they want.
Yeah, they missed the goblin, which is something, but
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
You get. I must re-roll my arm saves of 6.
Yes, and you're only armor save 5 up, I think, aren't you?
I think I might even be 6. I'm not sure. And it,
Oh,
but
okay.
it you did the last wound, turned around,
did.
went wide, linehammer.
Yeah,
To see
Linehammer, baby.
if that helped at all against the Gorgon, the last Gorgon.
Yeah,
But
but I'm
that
very
Gorgon
much
did very, very
depleted.
well.
Yeah. I mean, the chances of what's left of the Black Orcs doing the same to this Gorgon are a bit slim. But yeah.
But you're all in the front rank, so there is a thing.
Mm.
I go in and see. Let's see. I have the
Yeah,
initiative, so that's going to be very, very useful, especially against your additional hand weapons. And I do get the spell off again,
yeah,
as well, to make it harder to wound him. Otherwise, I mean, the guys just move up to help
yeah.
out, and they're in more of a shield formation here.
Very good.
I think as the course of the battles go on with different skirmish units, I'm gonna create some formations. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Some shapes and stuff.
So maybe
I mean,
maybe a diamond formation, like 4-4-2, all,
yeah,
all
yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
things. I'm
Exactly.
gonna have a lot of
Yeah.
fun with the skirmishers.
I mean, in this battle for these skirmishes, it was like perfect scenario because I didn't have any magic missiles or I had a goblin running away.
Or
So
shooting. 'Cause I think I'm
I,
-2 to shooting as well.
yeah,
So
I just
yeah.
couldn't touch that unit at all. So
Mm.
they were having a great time. They were like,
They
"Yeah, we
were
can move all over the place. We can get into
jogging
different
around.
shapes." And yeah, it
It's like
was very good.
cross
Well done.
country for the beast herds. It was great.
Exactly.
I did move up and get within magic missile range, and it was
Yeah.
as soon as I was in range, it was inevitable, really.
Yeah,
But there
I
you
could
go.
have run him away like a long way away, but then I wouldn't
Mm.
have been able to get any spells or anything. And I
Yeah.
went with getting a spell, which I guess killed the last Gorgon because of the
Yes.
rerolling sixes, maybe.
Yeah.
But it did mean he was dead, and I kind of knew which way this was going at this point. So yeah.
Yeah, I go in, I kill. I think it looks like 4 or 5, and
Mm-hmm.
with no response either. So that magic really
No.
helped me out. Demonic vigor, and yeah, I give ground, and it's on to your turn next.
Yeah, and this is all I have on the board.
Yeah,
So
I think actually we even go to the next combat, and I do
Mhm.
even more wounds, and then you give
Yes, because
ground
I have
again, and
nothing else to do in my turn.
so it just seems to be a bit of a grind that Gorgon, the last Gorgon, is winning
Yeah.
after the one prior did all the work. At the start of my turn, this was just
They're still
at this
moving.
point we were just laughing at how terrible these vortex were. Although there's nothing to
Yeah.
hit right now, so I guess that's a bit harsh.
If the
on
board
us.
were a bit more full, then maybe yeah. But
Yeah. So this is. I think this is actually at the end of your turn because we've got one more turn coming up, and yeah, depleted.
I mean, the other Gorgon is the main winner, but this one is taking the glory, really.
Absolutely, you do one wound.
I do.
But
Do.
yeah, it's just a champion and a general left. So I decide to buff my skirmishers up, go in, and it ended up being the rear, I think, but I don't think it mattered overly
Wherever.
where I went in.
They could have literally surrounded me and then charged. So
Yeah, this is just showing the gaze of the gods.
so ridiculous.
Build up over the course. Lots of stupidity in -1 leaderships, but there's also +1s and really.
It was
stuff, so.
funny. You were having to keep a running tally of what your leadership actually was for that
Yeah.
unit and whose leadership they were using. Because at one point, I think one of your characters was lower than the unit at some point, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. So
but I think your
one on the-
BSB had lower leadership than the unit,
Yeah,
but you were
if
still
we go-
getting his reroll or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So the one on the left is my general. So his
Okay.
leadership was lower than the BSBs,
BSB.
but both of them were lower than the. It was very
unit.
funny. It was very funny.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, I get the spells off. I go in. I do the last Black Orc in the bum.
You do.
And 2 wounds to the general.
Yeah.
Who and then the Gorgon goes, I think, last and wipes him out to
He eventually goes
signify
down.
the end of the game. And what a
Last
bloodbath!
picture. Yes. It was brutal. It was like get through 1 Gorgon, you got another 2. Get through 2 Gorgons, you got another 1. I really like your list. I think it worked really well. I liked your list as much as I disliked my own, and that's saying
Fair enough.
So yeah.
But yeah, 3 Gorgons, Minotaurs, and all the stuff. And well, that was all the stuff actually. But yeah. Very interesting. I guess let us know what you thought of both the lists, and if you have any even worse Beast Herd and Goblin lists that you think like, or you found all things like that where the Minotaurs are in core and an extra Gorgon and special and things like that. I've seen some Mario Kart Beast Herd lists, which I think look really fun.
Beastmen
Brayherd lists. that I think look very fun. That might be an interesting way to go for some of them. But yeah, as always with all of these, hope you enjoyed. We'll get to the scores, and it was
I got a few
victory.
points from the Minotaurs and the general.
Yeah, the Minotaurs
so wasn't completely.
Yeah, Minotaurs are kind of looking for a bit of redemption in their next battle, I think, after that. But the Black Orcs did very well, and then just couldn't take the rest after that.
It was the Mangler that did most of the work there as well.
True.
The Black Orcs took the glory for killing that one.
So it meant a minor victory, but a victory nonetheless for the Beastheads. And a good battle all in. As always, you can find us on all the platforms. You can also find us on Warhol. There's plenty actually of battle reports in Warhol in the next month or so on lots of systems as well. So go check that out. Like, share, subscribe. We hope you've enjoyed. We had a really good buzz from the first battle.
Really. The support we've had from the first battle was amazing. The views and the comments and everything has been really, really awesome. So thank you. Whether you're a regular returner to PTG or whether you've come to us for the first time, I hope if that was your first video that you've watched of the old world, that you come back to watch the second one. If you have, drop it in the comments to say, "Yep, 2 for 2," and carrying on, because we'd love to know if there were more people who joined us just for this old world adventure, like we're joining.
Very much
indeed,
so.
if you're a regular and you're still enjoying this stuff, because we're enjoying playing 2 systems at the moment. So it's really good to hear from you.
Yeah, and as you'll probably see, we're trying not to mix them up as much as possible.
With
some better than others, but nonetheless. But yes, we do hope you enjoyed. We're enjoying doing it. Lots of content still to come. We've got the games in thick and fast. You can see my board behind me, having all the stuff on. So it's getting usage, and especially in the next few months, we're looking to really push on with content. So let us know what you liked, what you didn't, and as Hyper G said, if it's you're returning or new, we very much welcome everybody, and want everyone to join in. So I think that about wraps it up for today.
I think so. Bring on the next one.
Bring on the next one, and we will see. I should say, he's on Warhol with Mr. Warhol as well. So it's a very interesting one, and a slightly different format as well. So go check that out when it comes out next Friday. Every Friday we'll get new videos up. But until then, we shall love you and leave you.
We shall. Yeah. Thanks for watching, folks.
See you later.